Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. To this video I'm talking about a major update and what happened with blue flags during the Hungarian Grand Prix, as well as a penalty verdict that, in my opinion, was just far too lenient. So let's start with the blue flags, and in my opinion, it just looked like they were non-existent at several points during the Hungarian Grand Prix. I mean, so many times the lead cars were catching up to the lap cars, but the lap cars were taking so long to let the lead cars through, and the lead cars lost so much time. So what was going on? Well, the race say that the automatic blue flag system failed around 9 laps into the 70 lap race, leading to some erroneous automatic blue flag signals being sent, even though no driver was actually being lapped. The race understands that when this technical malfunction was spotted, the automatic system was quickly paused so that the marshals at their posts and drivers on their steering wheels wouldn't get incorrect blue flag prompts. It meant things were done manually, with marshals blue flagging the drivers, who needed to observe the flags displayed, instead of also being notified on their steering wheels. That put more onus on teams to notify their drivers of blue flags. So yeah, a failure meant things were much harder with blue flags during the Grand Prix. However, as I say, the lead cars lost so much time at several points. I mean, one example was Kimi Antonelli. He had around over a second to Lewis Hamilton behind him. However, because the lap cars were just not getting out the way fast enough, Hamilton closed that gap and was all over the back of Antonelli. And Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff was critical of the teams of the lap drivers who got in the way of Antonelli and Hamilton's fight for third place late in the race, with Wolff telling DAZN España, as quoted by the race, the marshalling system not functioning and cars in the back defending on Lewis and Kimi's fight is just disgraceful. From some of the Teletubbies engineers that sit on the pit walls of these teams, not telling the drivers what's happening behind. Now make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my Formula 1 content and are kept up to date with F1 news. I'm close now to 56,000 subscribers, and your support and lovely comments are incredible and it means so much to me. Thank you so much for it. Now, even though there was an issue with the blue flag system, in my opinion, there was a ridiculous incident involving Carlos Sainz and Oscar Piastri. Now, Piastri was fighting for the lead of the Grand Prix, and when he pitted, he came out behind Carlos Sainz, who was a lapped car. Now, Sainz was having a battle with Fernando Alonso. However, at Hamilton corner, Sainz ran wide, and while Piastri just went down the inside, expecting to be let through by Sainz. However, on the exit of the corner, Sainz just closed the door on Piastri. The two cars made contact and Piastri ended up on the grass and nearly spinning, and as a result, that cost Piastri the lead of the Grand Prix. However, following the Grand Prix, it was revealed that Sainz had only been given a 5-second time penalty, with the stewards saying in their verdict, on lap 38 at the approach to turn 3, car 55 was engaged in a battle with car 14. The driver of car 55 had been informed by the team that blue flags were being shown due to the approach of car 81. As car 81 attempted to overtake, contact occurred between cars 55 and 81. The stewards determined that the driver of car 55 was wholly responsible for the collision with car 81. While the standard penalty for causing a collision is a 10-second time penalty, the stewards identified a mitigating factor. At the point of the incident, the positioning of car 55 relative to the circuit and the other cars meant that car 81 was not visible to the driver of car 55 prior to the attempted overtake. Although the driver has been informed that car 81 was approaching, the stewards accepted that limited visibility reduced the degree of culpability. Now, I just don't agree with this verdict at all. I mean, while Piastri may have not been visible to Sainz, the stewards say that Sainz had been informed that car 81 was approaching, so Sainz should have respected that and stayed out the way. Now, Piastri later retired with a gearbox failure. Still though, at the time he was fighting for the lead of the Grand Prix, he was trying to undercut Lando Norris, and while Piastri was not happy with the situation involving Carlos Sainz, with him saying, as quoted by the race, "I knew there were blue flags, but there were blue flags on all the marshal signals. I was right behind him for a sector. I couldn't believe what happened. Getting crashed into by a lapped car is never one of the things you expect that can go wrong in your race. Today it was. I don't really care if he didn't see me. The fact that he didn't and no one told him, or there was a lack of complete awareness, is unacceptable." But that's going to be the video from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care.